bottle of white, a bottle of red, perhaps a bottle of rosé instead. They say in vino veritas, to that I say let's raise a glass. Welcome back to Got Knowledge, where you'll not only brush up on your blind tasting skills, but also enhance the enjoyment of your next glass of wine. My name is DeniZe, your virtual partner in wine. Tonight's session in How to Taste, a Guide to Enjoying Wine by Jancis Robinson is Leftover Wine. Here I have several reds for comparative tasting. But after sampling them, what do I do with the leftovers? Should I finish them or recork them to save for another day? Obviously, the latter would certainly be the more practical solution if it weren't for the nagging fact that the air left in the open bottles of wine will cause them to spoil. And should any of these wines be a light-bodied wine, then deterioration will take place all that much faster. So what's a taster to do? Well, before doing anything rash like trying to drink them all in one sitting, or perish the thought, leaving them on the counter to turn into vinegar, there are better options. First of all, technically speaking, an open bottle of wine can last for weeks, provided you keep it cool, as airtight as possible and away from direct light. If you remember from our last two sessions, light, heat, and air are the three factors that will turn any wine from swell to swill sooner than you can say, "Im Herbst auf dem heiteren Hügel ist die hessische Hüchselrebe herb und herrlich." Okay, so what are our options? Well, walk into any wine retailer or visit one online, and you're bound to find all sorts of notions and potions to ensure your open bottle of wine remains good to the very last drop, even if that last drop is enjoyed several days later. There are vacuum seal stoppers and pumps designed to remove excess air from your open bottle of wine. There are even inert gases that you inject into your open bottle of wine to create a protective seal over the wine's surface. Both these options will do the trick, but if you're on a budget, acquiring a collection of gas capsules, stoppers, and pumps could get pricey when dealing with multiple bottles. So if you need a practical, inexpensive, but just as effective solution as vacuum pumps and gases, my next suggestion might very well suit your budget to a T. Start by keeping a stock of small bottles. Half bottles in 375 milliliter sizes, half-liter bottles, that's 500 milliliters, and quarter bottles in 187 milliliter sizes. If you don't know what a quarter bottle size is, think back to the last time an airline attendant served you a bottle of wine. This is the standard individual bottle size served on most airlines. What? You don't usually buy your wine in junior petite sizes or drink wine in the air? Well, don't give up just yet. I've got two answers to that one. Answer number one, the next time you dine at your favorite neighborhood restaurant, ask whether or not they'd like to make a contribution to your collection of empty half bottles. For your neighborhood eatery, it's plain good public relations. It costs them nothing, and it's a sure bet they'll have you coming back for seconds. However, if you're too shy to ask, use empty beer bottles. Oh, I know. It sounds like sacrilege, but think about it. It meets all the basic criteria of safely storing wine. The material is glass. The colored glass will shield the wine from the light. Most wine corks or fortified wine stoppers will provide an airtight seal. A 12-ounce bottle holds a half bottle of wine, and empty beer bottles are easy to come by. For your convenience, they even come in 6-packs. Although by decanting your leftover wine into a smaller bottle might diminish some of the bouquet of your light-bodied wines, yet it very well might soften up some of those tough tannins in your younger, more exuberant reds. All in all, what you gain by preserving your leftover wine well outweighs what you might lose. What you gain is another day of wine enjoyment that'll be good to the very last drop. I bet now you know the answer to tonight's riddle. When is a Burgundy, or even a Budweiser, a Merlot? It's when you save your leftover Merlot in a smaller sized, recycled empty bottle of Burgundy or an empty bottle of Bud. In any case, you'll think twice before judging a pint-sized bottle of wine by its cover. Well, that concludes tonight's session. Tune in next week for Choosing a Glass. Thank you for joining me, and remember, got knowledge? Pass it on. A bottle of red, a bottle of white, it all depends upon your appetite. I'm here next week, so do drop by. Arrivederci, ciao, goodbye.